Hi everyone, it's Mark here again. I'm the founder of the Arts and Culture Network. We're 120,000 strong now across 8 LinkedIn groups, which is great. But this is the best bit of the job for me. I get to meet and interview our full members when they join, which is great. So I'm delighted Tyrone Goulbourne has joined me. Tyrone, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Mark, for having me.
And thanks for being one of our full members. Now, I haven't given you much warning about what's coming, so this is going to be great fun. So, Tyrone is an IT wizard. It's not just untangling cables, it's much cleverer than that. Wi-Fi, all sorts of things. Working with some clients in the arts sector, including a theatre. Family steeped in dance, music, theatre. It's a lovely story. So Tyrone, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us where you're based, the kind of work you've been doing, and who you'd like to work with.
Sure. Thank you, Mark. So, yes, thank you for introducing me. My name is Tyrone Goulbourne, and I'm with CareWare I.T Solutions, and we're an IT service provider based in East London. And ultimately, what we do is we help businesses to run all the technology side of their business. So that could be from installing a computer, so someone or an employee can work on it, all the way through to helping secure their office from a technology perspective. So everything in between that sort of parameter is what we deal with. We tend to deal with, or have tended to deal with, businesses in the city, so financial firms, accountancy firms, law firms, so professional services really, and helping them, to set up and run and maintain their IT infrastructure is
Brilliant.
essentially how we do it.
Yeah, and I know because of your love for the arts and passion for theatre, you're really keen to provide your services to organisations in our sector, and you're in the right place because most of the big arts and culture organisations in the UK and beyond are represented somewhere in our network, which is great. So I'm looking forward to doing our matchmaking session. So thank you so much for that, and thank you for being one of our full members. Now we're going to pull out some laughs and some anecdotes and some surprises. I'm going to ask you 10 very easy questions, and from which I'm going to create your fantasy cultural year, if that's okay.
Cool. Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Buckle up. Right. We're going to start by asking you, what's your favorite building?
My favorite building, maybe it's because I was shown it recently, are the Twin Towers in Munich.
The Twin Towers in Munich?
Yes.
Right. Okay. This is where I have to leap onto Google and share my
Go
screen
for it.
because I haven't seen those.
Yeah.
Twin Towers, Munich. Where are we? The modern ones or the old ones?
The modern ones.
Right. I think I found it. So for the benefit of our those watching, I'm going to show this. Where are we? Would that be them?
Let's see. Yeah, that's the big picture on the right. That's them. Yeah.
Yeah. I've not seen that before.
Yeah.
That's rather beautiful, isn't it? That line running down there.
Yeah.
That was taken in the right place.
Yeah.
That's running down.
Yeah. I do like those. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a few buildings that I like, but those spring to mind when you ask the question. Yeah. Sure.
Perfect. So that's the starting point for our journey. Okay. I want you to imagine you're sitting at the top of the Twin Towers in Munich in a cafe there, and enjoying the sun streaming in and some fun times in Munich. Now, in the cafe there, on the right of you is a table, and on that table is a book. What's the book?
Any
book you like.
Yeah, Tuesdays with Maury.
Nice. I've heard of that, but I don't think I've read it. Tuesdays with Maury.
Yeah.
What's that about?
So that's about, not giving too much away, but about a man who's dying and his family get together every Tuesday, essentially,
Oh,
as he's, you know, on his deathbed. Yeah. But it's
nice.
about him being with his family and sharing
Yeah,
with his family. Yeah.
that's lovely. I've heard of that. I've heard great things about that. There's another one, isn't there? The 6 people you meet before you die, or something like that.
Yeah.
I might even be
Yeah.
the same author.
Yeah.
Um,
The 5 people you meet before you get to heaven.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Believe it.
Excellent. There's another wonderful one. I'm not going to be able to remember the title or the book, which or the author, which is not very helpful, but it's a story of a 90-year-old guy who escapes from his care home in Sweden and has the most amazing year. I must read it again. I'll let you know when I've
Yeah,
remembered.
you must let me know the title as well. Yeah.
That's really good. He ends up going through China. It's incredible, but yeah, it might come to me while we're chatting. So
Yeah. Cool.
okay, on the left is a drink, any drink you like. It's 6 o'clock in the afternoon, late afternoon, sun streaming in, and you're in Munich for a meeting, and you can have whatever you like to drink. What would your drink of choice be in those circumstances?
Oh, well, I think that's easy for me. An appetizer.
All ties. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So there you are. You're feeling quite pleased with yourself because you've just come from a meeting. And because of your love of theatre and the arts, a wealthy family foundation in Munich have decided they want to fund you to, and your family can go as well, to everything sorted out at home, nice generous fee, all expenses paid, first class all the way. They want you to study the arts and culture landscape in another country.
Yes.
And you can choose the country and the city that you're going to do this in for a whole year. Everything's sorted at home, work are perfectly happy. You can take your family to experience the arts and culture sector in any other country of your choice. Where are you going?
That's a really good one. That is awesome. Oh, that is really good. I think that would have to be. Oh, yes. Um, very good, very good, very good. Um, Japan.
Japan.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you're on the plane, all of you. Okay. This has been arranged on the way to Tokyo.
Yes.
Family's there. Everybody, you've got a nanny, everything you need, right? First class all the way. As you get on the plane, you're handed a note and asked to open it once the aeroplane is airborne.
Yes.
So you can't go back, right? And it's a note from the Wealthy Family Foundation in Munich saying, while you study the arts and culture sector in Japan, we want to study you. And they want to understand the impact of limiting somebody's musical intake to one very specific genre of music. Okay. And you can only listen to that for the whole year.
All right.
So if you were limited to one type of music for a year to the exclusion of everything else, what would you choose?
One type of genre. Okay, so I want to tell you something. So what came to mind first when you said that is I started thinking about, and I don't think this is what you're asking because you're asking about a genre. If
Yeah.
I say gospel music, is that a genre or do I need to say, all right, cool. Okay.
That's a genre.
All right, cool.
Going for gospel.
Yeah, yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Any particular artists in that field,
Now
or
you're asking. Oh,
gospel you don't have to, or just gospel in general?
yeah, gospel in general, but yeah, there are several artists that we enjoy. God, that's tough. We talk about this quite often, you know,
Yeah.
who's your favorite? And then we go back and forth and then we change our minds and stuff. So that is tough. That is very tough. Yeah.
Who is the guy who recorded Lean on Me with a gospel choir? Oh,
Don't know.
he's kind of
Okay.
like a really religious guy, almost a pastor, I think. But
Okay.
I'll think of that. That's a
Yeah.
song. Whoa. It's got Bono's on it, and so
Oh,
it Mary J. Blige. It's a great track.
Okay.
Crystal Waters as well. It's kind of like Christian sort of gospel soul. It's a
Yeah.
fantastic track. I'll find it. Excellent. So you're listening to gospel. Family's fine. You get to Japan, in Tokyo. There's a group of people there who are going to take you under their wing. They speak perfect English. They show you to your apartment overlooking some of the beautiful cherry orchards in central Tokyo. And it's springtime, so they're all pink and white. It's beautiful. And they say, right, get settled. We're taking you out tonight. We're going to see a dance show. And you can see, it doesn't have to be Japanese culture, but you can, and this is where it gets a bit magical. You can choose any dance performance you want. You can have any dancer, living or dead. You can have any dance group or any dance style for you and your family to go and watch. What would you be choosing?
The style would be ballet.
Lovely.
And then so then I'm thinking that we're in Japan and we'll be watching the ballet, and then because we're in Japan, why don't we keep it to Japanese ballerina school or what have you? Yeah, so let's keep it to, Japanese.
Okay.
Someone we don't know is people that we
Yeah.
don't know, but yeah. But
the Tokyo Ballet Company.
Hey, yeah, let's
There
do
we
that.
go. Excellent. So you've seen the show, and your new friends want to take you out to dinner afterwards. And again, you can go Japanese if you wish, but you don't have to because Tokyo's got everything. They're going to take you to a three-star Michelin restaurant, but you can choose the cuisine.
Yeah.
What national cuisine would you choose?
The thing is, so I know what I have to choose, but it wouldn't be my first choice. I'm going to tell you why. I have to choose it because we're in Japan. So I don't know how many times we're going to get this opportunity to go to a Michelin star restaurant in Japan. So I'll have to choose Japanese cuisine. However, the reason why I say it wouldn't be my number one choice is because Japanese cuisine is not my favorite cuisine, but it would have to be because it's it's wonderful. Imagine going to a Michelin star Japanese restaurant having sushi. Maybe that would be my first choice, and maybe I would be happy with it. Yeah, just thinking about it now, that's pretty awesome. It just sounds awesome when I say it. So yeah.
What's the hot sushi? Is it bento, isn't it? I think.
So here's the thing. I do not know much about sushi. My wife absolutely adores sushi. So
I do.
Me choosing that, I'll be in a good book for that whole year. So I'll be good, right?
Brilliant.
Yeah, when you ask me about sushi and that stuff, I don't know. I buy it for my wife, but I do not know much about it. I don't eat too much of it, even.
Yeah, I've been trying to get my 2-year-old granddaughter to eat it, and she's actually getting there. So my daughter won't give her anything like that. So I'm educating her palate.
Yeah, no, so it's funny. So my wife does that in our house. She educates everyone's palates. And I think maybe by the time I'd met my wife, I was way too set in my ways. But my children, they're very good. They have they have a taste for a lot of different cuisines and things, and they like sushi. So yeah, it'd be good all round that choice.
Excellent. Okay. Now next day is sport day in Tokyo. Again, you can choose any sport, but your friends have said you can take part if you wish, or you can just sit and watch. What sport would you choose?
Oh, that's easy. That would be, oh gosh, that's not so easy. The first thing that came to mind was football, because I love football, and the Japanese are very good at football. But then I thought, no, table tennis.
Wow. Okay.
Table tennis.
Watching or playing?
Both. I'd
Both.
watch them because they're awesome, but
They
I'd
are.
like to play just to experience playing with them.
Yeah. You wouldn't see the ball, would you?
You wouldn't see the ball, would you? But
Let's go. Where's that gone?
yeah. No,
Okay.
I'd have to go with ping pong actually. Yeah.
Okay. I think we'll let you go to a football match with the table tennis during the interval.
Oh, awesome.
There we go. Now the next day is Visual Art Day, and there is a new gallery in Tokyo in our fictitious world that uses projection and screens to show the entire output of visual artists, and it's got a huge database, and it lays them out in this room, and you can walk through in chronological order looking at the output of an artist and through their whole life, but you can only choose one artist. Who would that be? Can be anyone, living or dead, obviously.
Very good.
Painter, sculptor, photographer. Yeah.
One artist. Yeah. Okay. I'm thinking. Any artist. Gosh. Oh. Photographer. That's interesting.
Could be street art, oil
Yeah.
painting, sketching, comic
Yeah.
books, anything.
Oh gosh. Don't know.
Or I can give you an either or.
Yeah, give me an either or.
You can have either Picasso or Banksy.
Yeah, Picasso. More of a
Nice.
Picasso.
You'll see the whole of his life's work on the walls.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be nice actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a Picasso.
Although the kids might have preferred Banksy. So you never know.
Yeah, maybe. So yeah,
Right.
very true. Maybe.
We had a meeting in London last Friday, and one of our members brought a Picasso with him.
All right.
We all had a quick photo with it because none of us had actually held a real Picasso before. So that was great. Really cool.
Sorry, can I change that answer? Sorry.
Yeah.
Michelangelo.
Nice.
Sorry.
Okay. So so you got the Sistine Chapel ceiling, and all of his works and any sculptures.
Yeah.
David, everything he's done, beautiful. It's like throwing you into Rome. There we go. Excellent. Now, to lighten the mood a bit, the next day, they're going to take you to the theatre again, but you can have any play or musical or opera you like. And you can even have the original cast if you want. So any play, musical or opera, what would you choose?
So are we going as a family? Is it?
Either or.
Yeah.
You could have one for you and one for the family if you wish.
Oh, it's funny. All right. So as a family, Lion King.
Right. Okay.
Any play music. Any play musical opera. Okay. And then as an individual, or me and my wife, we'll go with so many. Musical.
You don't need to take the bonus one if you don't want to.
Oh no, we'll go with Lion King. But
Lion King's great. Have you seen those lovely videos on YouTube of when the cast starts singing on aeroplanes?
Yes.
Isn't it great?
Yeah, really good.
Circle of Life on an aeroplane. Brilliant.
Oh, sorry for Hamilton.
Hamilton. Okay. Yeah. Excellent. That's for you and your wife.
Yes.
And Lion King. So you do the matinee.
Yes.
Lion King. You all have dinner together, and then the nanny looks after the kids while you go out for Hamilton.
Indeed.
That's a good day.
Very good.
Next day is cinema day. And we've booked this beautiful luxury cinema for you. Great big screen, no one else in there. Drinks on tap, food when you need it. Just you and your wife. Again, the nanny's looking after the kids. Any film you like.
This is, yeah, no matter how long I take on this, I'm going to get it wrong. Magnolia. Yeah.
I'm not sure I've seen that. You don't mean Steel Magnolias, do you?
No, Magnolia.
Magnolia. Okay. I'll have to look for that because I work and I put on the movies that people suggest in these meetings. It's great. I'm making a note of that. Magnolia. Okay, that's your film. Now the next day is about you, right? You're on your own. Your wife and the nanny are looking after the kids. We're calling it Hero Day, and I've booked another 3-star Michelin restaurant in Tokyo for you for 2 hours for a nice leisurely lunch, and you can choose anyone to have lunch with.
Oh, oh.
Living or dead.
I was hoping you weren't going to do that because that. Oh, okay. Living or dead. Oh, wow.
Anyone at all.
Um, gosh. Um, then living or dead. I'll have to go with. I'd have to go with. Um,
Mhm. So difficult, isn't it?
that is very well. I'll say Abraham. Abraham, not Abraham Lincoln. Abraham.
Who's Abraham?
Um, from the Bible. Abraham.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. The Ten Commandments, Abraham.
Yeah. No, that's Moses, but
Oh,
Abraham.
yeah, it was Moses. Yeah, sorry. Abraham, parting of the Red Sea, Abraham.
No, that's still Moses.
That's still Moses.
But
I'm
yeah,
displaying my lack of knowledge.
Abraham, the father of the faith. Abraham.
Father, okay, you can have Abraham. Brilliant. Now the next day is one of those rare days where from the moment you wake up to the moment you go back to bed, the day is entirely your own in Tokyo. Okay, you've got no jobs, all your personal admin's up to date, which is one thing that I never get to. No meetings, no chores, no pressure. Okay, it's one of those lovely days. And we've got anything you need: transport, helicopter, guide, whatever it is, and you're in Tokyo. What would you want to do in Tokyo during that entirely free day?
Oh, what would be awesome? Again, it matters. It depends on what time of the year we're there. But to oh, but it's Tokyo right here. Okay. Uh, what are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, could we go to like a festival? So
Yes.
like it could be a food festival, it could be just a type of festival that they have there. I'm sure they have festivals, but I don't know all about them. But go to some sort of outdoor or indoor festival. That would be
Yep.
wonderful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can do that. You might get a temple visit in there, and yeah,
Yeah.
okay, that's fine. And so you've finished the year, okay. Everybody's had an amazing time. You're back on the plane, heading home, and two things happen. The first is it's the first chance you've had to watch any telly, okay. So what's the first thing you'd want to watch on the TV?
This is not a good question for me because I don't watch TV, but let's include online stuff.
Yeah.
What's the first thing I watch? Okay.
Is there a favorite TV show?
No. Nope. You know. I really don't know.
I'll give you
Oh,
I could give you match of the day.
yeah. Well, what I do watch, what I do like to watch is tennis. So if there was a
Mm,
tennis, depends on when we got back. Then if it was January to January, then the Australian Open. That's what I'll be watching.
okay, yeah, because has that happened already?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. Now that you also have a note on your desk in front of you saying that this restriction to only listen to gospel music has now been lifted. Okay.
Yes.
Um, what's the first track that you'd want to listen to that's not gospel?
Oh.
Might be a piece of music that's been with you all your life, or something you'd want to dance to, or something you'd like to relax to. what's the first track that you'd look for on the aeroplane's Spotify system?
Probably something like an 80s song, Turning Heads, maybe something like that, just an 80s uplifting, just yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll
probably an
probably
80s song.
we'll give you an 80s compilation. There we go.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
we
that
go.
would be. I like
Excellent.
80s compilations. Yeah.
Right, that's it. You're home. You've done it. You've reported to the Munich Foundation. Half an hour meeting followed by a 2-hour lunch. They've loved every minute of it. The families had immersed themselves. You've picked up a bit of Japanese, sayonara, etc. And that's it. Did you enjoy your fantasy cultural year, Tyrone?
Yes, 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 yes. It's funny. It's funny because when you were going into it, I was actually thinking, yeah, what would we do and how would we do it? And then, my mind's um, having pictures of sort of being there and what it would look like and stuff like that. So that's a really good, it's a really good
Nice. And it's
point.
pulled out some surprises and anecdotes, which is great. Thank
Yeah,
you so much for doing this. And thanks again for being one of our members. Do come along and say hi to people at our
yeah,
events. I know you're London, so last Friday afternoon of the month is a good shout. We're at the Royal Society of Arts
yes,
every month. Don't rush off. But in the meantime, wherever this appears, there'll be links to you and the company and the work that you do, and pictures of you and your lovely family if you send me them, which would be
yes.
great.
Sure
All
thing.
right, thank you so much for doing
Thank
this.
you, Mark.